everyone, hope you're doing so well, having an amazing week, and welcome to this little video all about the plein air paintings I've been working on this month. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new, and thank you all so much for your likes and comments, and welcome to all new subscribers. If you are interested in any of the paintings in this video or any of my other paintings, I will leave a link to my Etsy store, or rather I'll list my store name in the comments section. So yes, I would also talk about the easels that I use when plein air painting, because that's really interesting, and especially if you are an artist and you want to try plein air painting, you've never tried it before, you're looking for equipment, because that is it's so intense and there's so many different easels to choose from. It can be just a minefield. And also talking about minimal approaches as well as like full-on approaches. About 5 years ago was the first time that I started plein air painting, and it was part of a competition that was going on in London, and I literally hadn't painted outside before, except for a few times when I was just kind of mucking around, but I hadn't really painted professionally outside before, and that was the first time where I actually gave it a go. And it was quite hilarious because at that time although I did have an easel, I didn't take it with me to the competition, and it was in West London, and I just thought, oh well, I'll take my canvas panel and I'll take my paints and I'll find somewhere to sit. And fortunately, where we were painting, we could choose the location, so I chose a little park near where the judging was happening, and it was quite funny because there were lots of other artists there painting as well, which was such a nice situation because I love painting with other artists. But it was quite funny because I found a bench that was in a bush, and I mean there was some kind of wasp nest going on in there, and so while I was painting I was attacked by wasps and bees and all other elements. Enough though, the weather was amazing, and actually I found that wasps are nothing in comparison to British weather. Like if you're painting in the summer, which fortunately this competition was in the summer, you are at a huge advantage. But having said that, you can never tell what British weather is going to do. I mean, there are moments that you cannot predict. In fact, I always say to anyone who asks me about plein air painting, take an umbrella, even if the whole day it is predicted as sunshine, because... So just recently I've been painting quite a lot near where I live. I haven't been in London as much, but otherwise I would take my paints and sometimes a smaller easel setup, I'll show you in a second, or if I'm painting in a group, which I am a member of a group in London, which is incredible, people are wonderful, and so if I'm painting in that group I will take my bigger easel, because then I have much more flexibility in terms of sizes and everything, and it is slightly less unlikely to fall down. I have had so many fiascos with easels. There was one time when I was painting in the pouring rain and there was a gust of wind and my easel actually fell on top of me and my painting fell on top of me, and I was wearing a white jacket and the paint just went all over me and the jacket was completely ruined, and it was obviously the smartest thing to do to wear a white jacket. It's incredible weather recently, so as I say, I've been painting near me and it's been just incredible to capture all the nice shadows and the sunlight and just the beauty of nature. Adore that sort of spring summer transition where you see all the leaves coming out and the flowers in bloom. It's just such a wonderful moment. I'm going to stop talking and show you my first painting. Which I show first? Okay, first I think I'll show this one, which is actually near my house, and this is an apple tree. And the reason I thought I'd paint this is because this apple tree looks incredible for like 2 days in the year, and just when it blossoms, and it just looks amazing. And it was beautiful to paint because I could get all the little flower detail in there, as well as really being experimental with colour, which I really adore. And the light had just kind of moved so that the sun was behind this tree here, and I got some really good shadow and contrast. When the apples are on this tree, it gets totally attacked by birds, so there'll be a few good apples, but the rest will be devoured. Next up, we have a horse field that's near me. Something really, really sad is that I've seen quite a few developments happening, not just near me, but like around the areas area, and unfortunately there are quite a lot of fields, horse fields and things that are being destroyed for to make way for sort of buildings like apartments and office buildings and things like that, which it makes me so sad because I think about animals in fields. It just made me feel so happy. As I say, the fact that they're disappearing is just so sad to me. But here we go. These were 3 horses. There were actually 4 in the field, and one of them completely disappeared. I don't know where it went, so I had to completely change the composition. But luckily I'd already painted like this area on the outside, and then this like horse just wandered off somewhere, and I was like, okay, great, I would just have to paint the 3 horses. So there's 3 horses in this field, calf 4, or rather there were 4. And yes, I do really hope that you like this painting. Sunny day, just momentous. So we have a row of trees. I thought I would show this one particularly just because it's probably the most abstract that I have gone in terms of painting, and I really adore painting trees and sort of light and things like that. So as I say, it was pretty abstract and I really enjoyed painting it. When I was a kid, actually, I used to paint a lot more abstract, and then I sort of went super detailed, like really, really realistic, and now I'm kind of in the midway, I think, where I'm between realism and abstract, sort of loose painting. I have to confess that I do prefer painting in a slightly more loose style, just because I feel I can get the movement of that moment, because the trees were moving at this point, so I just wanted to create that moving effect. Next up we have a Spanish beach. I did actually manage to get away for a very small number of days and paint this little piece. I really, really adore painting not only beaches but seas when they're either like completely calm, like this one is, and they have that, you know, really glistening look when the sun sort of is reflecting across the water, or if they're really in such a sort of stormy state, because I feel like that lends an incredible atmosphere to paintings. However, of course, when it is such bad weather, it is really hard to paint plein air, because I've never tried. I've been to the sea when the weather has been really, really stormy, but I've never tried plein air painting. I just have this image, knowing how clumsy I am, of just me getting like swept away in the sea, and like my easel just like drifting along, and I'm like clinging to my easel for life, and then I end up on like a desert island, and that'll only be me and my easel left. So finally we have another painting close by, and I just really liked this house, and I also really liked how it had this beautiful like half tree bush thing. I don't know, is that a bush, is that a tree, I don't really know, but it had this beautiful like purple pinky blossom on it, and I loved the way the light was just happening at that particular moment in the morning, and so I like was desperate to paint this scene. And I really like hidden houses, like houses that look a little bit old and hidden, and there used to be an amazing house near me which was so old, it looked ancient, it was so overgrown, and sadly actually got bulldozed for yet another like redevelopment. This was a few years ago, but it's just, that story does not have a good ending. So just quickly, here is the easel that I've been using for like smaller studies. So it's really lightweight, and it is a traditional wooden easel. So I know that a lot of people don't like these anymore. They're kind of uncool. They're not considered, you know, the modern fashionable thing to use. But sadly, as a broke artist with limited funds, I found them actually be really, really useful. So this is the only wooden easel that I have currently. I do have like one of those H easels, but that's just for display really. I don't, or like painting in studio. The reason I really like it for really quick paintings is that it actually is quite sturdy. It's never blown over, and it is easy to set up, like it's so easy to assemble. So yeah, so if you want to paint like the old Impressionists, then this is probably what many of them used, even though obviously technology is advanced, but clearly I haven't. The easel that I have is for my bigger paintings and things, and that is over there, and the reason I'm not showing it is it's actually covered in paint, and I really want to clean it before I show it on camera, because then you'll be able to see more clearly how it works and how I set it up. But as I say, if you're on like an absolute like proper budget like I am, then can consider rather looking at getting some kind of a little pushard box and then just attaching it to a tripod. The reason that I haven't done that myself yet is I'm looking for a pushard that is not so heavy, because they are heavy, and that's another big concern for me, because if I'm carrying it like through the tube or on the bus or everywhere, the actual weight is such a big deal, because I like to carry it on my shoulder or in a backpack. I don't really like to use a trolley, only because, as I say, I'm constantly changing transport, and so using a trolley can be a bit difficult. So yeah, it's amazing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I said that already, but I keep saying it, why not? And have an amazing week, and I'll see you soon.